the colors. Baruch Hashem, we're back at the Limud in the Bet Midrash of David Chai. B'shat Matzliach. Anybody interested? 4601 Thomas Street. After Arvit, Mincha now, this for the next week or so, it's 5:25 Mincha Arvit. And Bezat Hashem, right after that, we do a little bit Limud in the Inyanim of Inyanot the Yoma. Like right now, we're learning Arvit.
Was the Mishnah in English? English translation?
I'm sure there is, yeah. Sure there is. This is the Matzliach. We're learning Halachot. So so today is, by the way, tonight is already the 6th of the month of Tevet, which is going into Monday, which is the second day of the week of Parashat Shabbat Vayechi.
Okay, so we are
So we were in Mishnah Brura, but before we're discussing now, delving into Siman Reish Lamed Hey 235, where a person who said Arvit, who davened Arvit early, he said Kriyat Shema. Now, nightfall after the 3 stars or whatever, according to the Mashma, it's from Mishnah Brura, it's like actually Rabbeinu Tam time, Mamash 72 minutes after Shkia, right? So now you're repeating the Kriyat Shema, bli brachot, below brachot, right? So we're in Sif Katan Zayin, below brachot. He's explaining now why. He says like this: the hakvar birachotam. You can't repeat the brachot. You already made the brachot. Okay. Even though you have not fulfilled the mitzvah of reading Kriyat Shema, and it's because you read it not in its time. Those brachot that you made when you were saying Kriyat Shema Arvit with Kriyat Shema, meaning Kriyat Shema ubirchotea in its brachot, they're not bracha lebatalah. Therefore, Gav they must masmachinan lahen leKriyat Shema. Even though the Kriyat Shema is depending. They both depend on each other, so to speak. Mikol makom ikaran lo nitkenu davka leKriyat Shema. However, says Chafetz Chaim, they were not created specifically for that purpose. They were not created for Kriyat Shema, those brachot. Or lefichach b'diavad shekara'an kodem zman lezman shel Kriyat Shema yatsa. Therefore, because the brachot were not specifically designed just for Kriyat Shema. They were designed as part of the prayer. Remember, one of the most important elements, Ezu ben Olam Haba, the Gemara asks many times in the Masechet Brachot, a few times this question comes up. Who is a person who is going to be in the Ben Olam Haba? So the question is, which Olam Haba? It's not talking about when we died. Question is, it's talking about after the 6,000 year when everybody awakes, all the people of Mitchayim, and now those who were participant, those who were part of the elite club. What is that elite club? All you have to do is to be somech geula letfilah. Geula letfilah, that you have to combine the reference of in the prayer of the geula, the redemption by Hashem from Egypt, and obviously from all our other tzarot. This is our religion is based on that. Hashem is constantly redeeming us. So therefore, if you're meticulous about combining the geula, the redemption aspect of the prayer, with the Shmona Esrei, that guarantees you to be awakened in Olam Haba. The ultimate Olam Haba. There's 2 types of Olam Haba, as we what's the name. So now, so it really has not. It's surrounded around Kriyat Shema, but it's not major part of Kriyat Shema. That's what Chafetz Chaim says. Therefore, when you said it, it's part of the prayer. You did the prayer already. So how can you make a blessing again? That's very, very important. Today I saw something. It's kedai for me to say it again and again. It looks like many people making a big mistake. There is a discussion to make a bracha every time you make Matalat Yadayim. There was such an opinion who holds every time you touch tameh, you went to the bathroom. Anytime when you wash your hands, you have to make Matalat Yadayim. It's not true. We don't hold it especially, and it's not Mikabel, not by Ashkenazim, not by Sefaradim. There is a very minute opinion that held of it, but it's not an obligatory. Okay? And it's actually asur to make a bracha now when you wash your hands out of the bathroom to make Anet Rekadayim.
One time in the morning.
One time in the morning. And the reason why we accepted that one is because it's mapik, it takes away the tumah of met. Because when a person is sleeping, he's dead in the middle of the night only. Sleeping in the middle of the day, that's not called death. Wow. Okay, there's different halacha why washing hands after sleeping half hour or more during the day. Same thing at night. Why? Once you sleep only half hour, let's say you're not sleeping, you're like this in the middle of the night, like in the middle of Shavuot. That's not called sleeping. Sleeping has to be a good solid half hour. Sleep a half hour, now that's already like a misa. That's like death. Therefore, you go and you wash your hands. It has some kind of roshim. Only at night. In the morning and during the day, there is no sleeping that causes like a death. It has a different connotation of it. It has different whole aspect. The reason why we wash it is because maybe you touch something tamei. That's all. Because now you're siyach dat, like you're coming to pray mincha. We already discussed, right? That you have to wash your hands before praying mincha. But again, also in that element, we don't make a bracha. Just wanted to get this out because today I witnessed it, and usually something you witness that means something maybe I'm not talking about it enough. And we already learned about it.
I used to do it when I first started doing tshuva. I was saying I let it down after every time I went to the bathroom.
Okay? No. Again, for some reason that there is such a concept.
I didn't know.
No, there is such an opinion, by the way.
It was like for like a year and a half.
Yeah,
It wasn't like...
Okay, well, maybe it brought you closer. No, it brought him closer because every time you mention Hashem's name, if you do, when is Baruch Halav when you're doing it le'achiz, a person about tshuva is not in the same category. Chet. ואם הציבור מקדימים לקרוא קריאת שמע מבעוד יום. So now, Shulchan Aruch said, what happens if the community reads the קריאת שמע early? Well, early. When? Like Young Israel. Chacham Zohar says to us, in Young Israel they pray. Today they prayed already, what? 4:39. The earliest time you pray Arvit, 4:39, which is still day outside. The sun is outside. You can see everything. But that's called Plaga Mincha. So Shulchan Aruch says, if the community does pray, and now you are stuck, you must pray in the community because we already said there is nothing come close to a prayer of a community. Now, why are they doing this? It's because they're pressed. Like Zohar said, in all the days they had to travel outside of city to pray sometimes. The synagogues were not in the city. The synagogues were the prayer place, was always many times in the fields, like on Friday night. We have a lot of all those discussions. אילו היו ממתינים בתפילת ערבית עד צאת הכוכבים, היה כל אחד הולך לביתו ולא היו מתפללים בציבור. The problem was that like you have today. Today you got to tell people come down, come pray after a certain time. It's very hard. Right now, that's what I'm trying to establish here. And since I came here, I'm working on it very hard. I'm actually battling this whole thing, Mincha and Arvit biyachad. I'm trying to fight it because implement to people, Mazeh, only after Arvit you learn a little bit, and bye-bye, you go to sleep, or do whatever you need to do. No, go after Arvit, you go home, or after Mincha, daven Mincha as early as possible, and there's a set time for Limud Torah, 8 o'clock to 9, 9:30 Arvit at night. That's what, and Baruch Hashem Kollel, the Hollywood Kollel does it religiously. He's not doing it for no reason, he's doing it for that purpose, because Limud Torah is valued at the Kadosh Baruch Hu as much as you invest into it. If it's convenient for you, obviously it's much less of a reward. If it's much less of a reward if you're learning when it's convenient. Yes, Rabbi?
A few days ago,
yes,
Avi Nachmani sneezed once, so he's out for a couple of days. He sneezed once.
Oh, no, it's fine, it's good. Just don't do me a favor, tell him what I said. Maybe he wasn't here when I gave that shir. My new brother-in-law here, his father, 8 years already. Every morning, before Birkot HaShachar, every morning he swallows a whole garlic cloth, just like that, no chewing. Swallow it with water. Every day for 8 years, he did not get no sickness whatsoever. I, Baruch Hashem, started doing this in October. And I'm testifying that every year, this time, even when I came here, this is my third winter here. The first winter, second winter, I was knocked out for 2-3 weeks in bed, November, October. This year, nothing. Nada zilch.
I don't think that's the reason. I think the reason is that he's down because he lost his pacifier.
Okay, Rabbi, please. Okay, next. בציבור, כל אחד הולך לביתו.
Rabbi, welcome back. We missed you. I'm sure you missed me.
Somewhat. שטורח להם להתאסף עוד. So the Rabbi says it's a problem that when people go home, it's going to be hard for them to gather, so do Arvit early, still while it's day outside. וגם איכה עמי הארץ טובה. Since most people are Amaratzim, they don't want to learn Torah, they don't care about Torah, they're not interested, or they, Baruch Hashem, today here in Florida, I noticed many times, There are people who wake up 4 o'clock in the morning, by the way. 4 or 5 o'clock to just go to learn Torah. It's amazing. So those people, you have to consider by them. If they want to learn and they want to daven Arvit early and they're in bed already by 8 o'clock, 8:30, in order to have that strength, you know what it is to be in shul at 4 o'clock in the morning? Baruch Hashem, tavo aleim bracha. Ulemala nechshav, okay, so then like this. על כן, סומכין עצמן על דת רבי יהודה דסביר עלי, דמפלג המנחה ולמעלה נחשב ערבית להתפלל על תפילת ערבית. Therefore, these people, they daven early because they somech on Rabbi Yehuda, who holds that you could pray here in Florida in the winter time today, 4:30, I think 4:39. וכדאית לאל סימן לא רש למדת השאר לעשות כן בשעת הדחק. And we already explained in Siman 233 where it's allowed in a necessary time. מכיוון שנחשב לעניין תפילה ללילה. Therefore, if it's a prayer, it's considered to be like at night. היה מנהגם שהיו קוראים אז גם כן קריאת שמע, אף שהוא דלה כהלכתה לרוב הפוסקים. Even though from 4:39 it's not time for קריאת שמע, according to most rabbis, if not all, still they would read the קריאת שמע, okay, and again, like we said, repeat it at night. Here Ish Matzliach wants to add something. Number one, you see that?
So if we do the bracha before bed the second time, that's it. Some opinions they say it's fine.
No, you're not allowed to make brachot.
Sure.
Sure not. There's no question. We already said bracha.
You're talking about Shema Lamita?
No.
Shema before bed.
Birchot of Kriyat Shema.
Yeah, before the
What?
before Shema.
No, of Arvit or you're talking about
Before bed.
before bed? That's a different. We're not discussing that.
So what are you talking about?
We're talking about Kriyat Shema or Birchotea. Kriyat Shema. Thank you for catching it. At night when we daven Arvit, we have 2 brachot before and 2 brachot after Kriyat Shema. So those 4 brachot at night are actually called in the Mishnah that it's called Kriyat Shema and its blessings. So that's what we're discussing right now. We're discussing, do you say those blessings again or not? You davened early, hour and a quarter early, it was still sun outside.
We did today, no?
Like we did today. Today was not. That's another problem because of the Shkia. We're talking about now, like in Israel, they do 1 hour before. 1 hour before sunset.
Before sunset. When you do Arvit
In
by
other words, right
12.
now we did it.
It's fine.
We
Today,
do it again at
you do it only also safek, but it's okay. Let's say somebody didn't, because we're down in Arvit here after Shkia, and maybe even 20 minutes after Shkia, if you know it. Okay, so there will not. If let's say somebody didn't repeat Kriyat Shema at night, he just fell asleep. He was yotzei. He doesn't have to repeat. He doesn't have to wake up 4 o'clock in the morning and say Kriyat Shema. He's yotzei. Okay. Now, but anyway, we say Kriyat Shema al Mita. If possible, the person says it. Very good. Now let's see in Mishmah Ish Matzliach.
We're learning specifically about the Arvit
And those
right
brachot.
after the Palag Mincha.
Right. Those brachot they're not
Before
levatala.
sunset.
We explained why they're not levatala because they're part of the prayer. That's what causes us. That's what the Gemara alludes to. That causes us to go to Olam Haba. Is that we are somech, the Geulah that's mentioned in those blessings. There is a special discussion about Geulah that Hashem redeems us all the time from Mitzrayim.
We have early Arvit here
Yeah.
in the summertime, but it's Faradim.
On Friday, Shabbat. No, Erev Shabbat. Always like that.
Friday,
Yeah. What time do you have over here? 6:37? Fridays? During summertime?
7.
7? Yeah. Okay. Number 1, אין איש מצליח. He has some הערה on this משנה ברורה. ומכאן תוכחת מגולה לאלה המקלים היום להתפלל ערבית ביום חול קודם השקיעה. You ready, guys? Hey, people, stop praying Arvit before Shkia during the weekdays. שאין נכון, it's not appropriate to do. שהרי לדעת רוב הפוסקים אין לקרוא אז קריאת שמע בברכותיה. According to most rabbis, you're not allowed to say קריאת שמע and its blessings at that time. וגם בתפילה הרי עושים תרתי דסתרא. They're doing 2 contradictions in that prayer. Right? Again, that what? שכמה פעמים מתפללים מנחה עד השקיעה. So they pray mincha before shkia. Okay. ואם כן, אין להתפלל ערבית קודם לכן. You can't pray mincha and Arvit in the same time bracket. For instance, Zohar, you davened here. Today mincha is 5:25. Good. You got on a Chazan over there, Speedy Gonzalez. Shkia here today in Florida, 5:43. Okay. 5:44. Now, the Speedy Gonzalez, 525, he got it there, and he's finished 532. You're still in the realm before Shkia. That guy, the wise guy goes and says, you know what, Chavre, I have to go somewhere. Let's go, Arvit. Before Shkia. Says, that's wrong. You cannot do that. It's inappropriate. Now, because you're doing stira. What, in the time bracket that you are, is it Mincha or is it Arvit? Which one is it? You have to decide. Which one is it? On Shabbat, not a problem. Lechot Shabbat Kodesh, Lechot Tanuk, okay. I mean, you can find many excuses. Play this way, you could follow this way. Okay. Because also Torah Tzipur and all this thing. Okay. So he says, בדברי מנחה עד השקיעה, אוקיי, כמו כתוב שכתוב לעיל. וכיוון שבזמננו ובמקומותינו מצויים מניינים רבים בזמן צדק כוכבים בכל מקום, ואין קושי כלל להמתין עד אז, אין לעשות כן בחינם. Says, however, since today, Baruch Hashem, look at us, the vast of populace of the Jewish people. It's not like olden days. In olden days, the Chafetz Chaim's time, Radin. How many shuls do you think they had in Radin? One. That's it. It's impossible. There you're stuck. But since today you have so many different minyanim, different shuls, a person should be meticulous to pray, and there's appropriate times. Appropriate times. On Shabbat, it's a different discussion. We're talking about right now we're talking about regular during the weekdays days. Okay, we have time now. Or you guys in a rush? Huh? Okay, let's finish over here for today. And B'ezrat Hashem, hopefully we'll continue tomorrow B'shat Matzliach on time with the whole crew. Thank you for joining us.